So today we're back in the one thing. We're back in the one thing. And and I have a question for you guys. I have a question for you. And I want to ask you about this. What if someone told you that you could never achieve something? Janine, what if someone told you that you could never make $200,000 a year in real estate when you had your other company that you owned? What if someone?
Well, I think I probably have to prove it to them that they're wrong.
Oh my gosh, you'd have to prove it to them that they're wrong, right?
Right.
Right? What if, Matt, Steve, someone told you that you could never lose almost 100 pounds in 8 months?
Hey, no way, Jose. I can do it.
No way. No way, Jose. I can do it. I can do it, right? Think back. What are some things in your life that you wanted to achieve that someone told you that you couldn't do it or you should change your goal? That it was probably too big. It was probably too high. Has anyone ever had someone tell them that? Tell them no?
Isn't it the worst when they say, don't count your chickens, don't plan on something, right?
Oh, man, right. Don't manifest it, right? Because it won't happen. So here's something that Gary says in the one thing, and I want you guys to think about this today, is that if I were to ask you, do you know your limits? Do you know your limitations in the amount of money that you can make? Do you know your limitations in the number of relationships you can cultivate? Do you know what your limits are in areas of your life? And are they really your limits, or are they limits that you've put upon yourself? Right? Are they really your limits? So if I told you that you had to go out in the woods and scrounge for your food, you'd say, get out. But if there was no food, what would you do? You'd figure it out. The answer is we really don't know our limitations, but we allow others to put limits upon us. And then we also put them on ourselves out of fear. Here's what Gary says in the one thing, and this is from the chapter called Big is Bad. No one knows their ultimate ceiling for achievement, so worrying about it is a waste of time. What if someone told you that you could never achieve above a certain level, that you were required to pick an upper limit which you could never exceed? Have you ever told someone, hey, don't put me in a box? Or have you ever thought that, right? Raise your hand if you've ever thought that about someone trying to put you in a box and you're like, don't put me in a box. Don't put me in a box. But we put ourselves in a box all the time. We put ourselves in a box all the time. And why is that? Here's why. Let me read this to you. Someone needs to hear this today that is going to be doing some radical lead generation and maybe pushing against a little bit of fear or a little bit of being uncomfortable. I want you to hear today. Why do we do it? Bold ideas. What is it about bold ideas that might threaten your comfort zones, but simultaneously reflect your greatest opportunity? Bold ideas that might threaten your comfort zone, but simultaneously reflect your greatest opportunity. Believing in big frees you to ask different questions, follow different paths, and try new things. So when you guys hear the word go big in your business, what's your first thought? Somebody tell me. Diane, what's your first thought when you hear go big?
Set some huge goals, but also step up your game in terms of lead gen, put maximum effort in.
Mm-hmm. And so when we set those big goals and we go after it, and I'm not just saying Diane, anyone, and we go after it and we're pushed hard against those goals, what starts happening?
Oh, I can tell you. We start pushing back and fear sets in, and I know from me, I shut down.
Right? right? How many have experienced that? How many have experienced what Diane is talking about? Me too. Me too. Don't push me. Don't push me. And fear sets in because fear is setting in and it's beginning to rule us, and we're pushing back. We are pushing back. And here's the thing. Here's what Gary says, and I love this. Mention big with achievement, and the first thoughts are hard, complicated, and time-consuming. Difficult to get there and complex once you do. Overwhelming and intimidating. How many have been there when you hear the word go big? Here's what I want to help you with today, guys. Go read this chapter. Big is bad. Here's why I want you to read it. Because big goals don't necessarily mean stress and overwhelm. When we think of big goals, we get scared because we're not really sure how to attain it. And then when we figure out how to attain it, we're a little bit afraid of the actions that we must take to get there. But here's the thing. We don't have to go big to achieve big. We go small and consistent. Who knows what I mean by that? We go small and consistent. Tell me, Diane, what does that mean?
You do little things that will take you step by step towards that bigger goal. You don't have to go big in your effort, as long it's more consistency versus grand being large.
Correct. I love that. Joanne, what were you going to say?
So I was going to say that, yeah, you just have to focus on your one thing. And also, I wrote a note in here, fear is not being able to handle the volume, when really it was fear of things being perfect. Like, again, they don't have to be perfect, but you're still doing more and you're getting bigger results, but it's not perfect, but it's still better than you were before.
It's not perfect, but it's still better than you were before, 1% better. Perfection is the enemy of profit and progress. Write that down. Perfection is the enemy of progress and your profit. How many of you, and I know maybe it's just me that has done that, we've planned to get ready to get ready. We plan to get ready, and then we get ready, and then we plan again to get ready. How many of you, before you invite anybody over to your house, the yard's got to be perfect, the house has to be perfect, the dining room has to be set, everything has to be, right? Same thing with our Legion. Oh, I got to get my drip set up. I got to get my command set up. I got to get all my marketing set up. I got to do all, blah, 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 blah. You know why? Because I don't want to pick up the phone. Right? I mean, come on, guys, we're in this group. It's like Matt said, we're in this group. We're a team together because we all struggle with the same things, even me. And I actually love cold calling because I'm crazy. But even I procrastinate getting started. Renee, you were going to say something. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm not sure back to what you were saying. Well, first of all, I have a question. Can you repeat? Perfectionism is the energy of, or the enemy of profit and
progress. Perfection is the enemy. Janine and I were talking yesterday, and I said, Janine, were you awesome at yoga when you started doing it? What'd you say, Janine?
I'm sorry. I was writing that down. What did you say?
I said, when you and I were talking yesterday, I said, were you awesome at yoga when you first started it?
Oh, no, I said it took me about a year.
Yeah. So it's like Diane said, it's consistency over time. So when you go small and you focus on very specific and consistent actions and you do them every day, it will lead to big results. I call it getting lucky. As real estate agents, I'd rather be lucky than good. What do I mean by that? I'd rather be lucky than good. Raise your hand if you know what I mean. Raise your hand. Do you know what I mean by be lucky? Rather be lucky than good? Yeah? What's it mean, Diane?
It's I think because when we work to be good, we focus on the things that doesn't make us succeed. We focus on the plans to become successful, where if you focus on the activities you become, that's where the luck comes in.
That's exactly
Yes.
right. Diane said it. If you focus on the activities every day and just do your plan every single day, then you get lucky and you bump into sellers and buyers. But if we get tied to the outcome, then it's not going to happen for us because we'll stop before we get lucky. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Renee, you were going to say.
Yeah, I was just going to share that, not only being consistent with the activities, but being intentional. And like for me, because I'm such a perfectionist and detail oriented, I need to like really break down, not that I'm just lead generating today. What exactly am I doing today? What am I doing on Monday? What am I doing on Tuesday? And really like, because I get so distracted so quickly that, today I'm calling for sale by owners. I'm calling 10 people today, and if I don't, then my mind goes from here to here to here because I think of so many different things I need to do. And then I end up not accomplishing anything. Right. And it just continues. And then I'm like, all right, my lead generating's done. Now I got to do everything else that I shouldn't be doing. So
Exactly
just be
right.
intentional.
Easy stuff.
Right.
The easy stuff.
Becky,
I'm sorry.
that reminds me of the old saying, fake it till you make it.
That's exactly right. You fake it till you make it. So I'll leave you guys with this. The other day I had someone ask me, they said, okay, Becky, so you're telling me that if I just have 5 conversations every day, 5 real estate conversations, 3 with new people, 2 with people that I already know that are in my database or what have you, and I do that every day, then I'm going to be able to make, 300,000 or 400,000 in GCI a year. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is that if you do have 5 conversations every day, how many conversations is that in a week?
25.
Thank you. How many is that in a month?
100.
100.
Okay. I would like for you on your piece of paper to write down the year or the month, the last time that you had 100 intentional real estate conversations. Yeah, you all looked at me because you haven't. Some of you have. Some of you have, right? But most haven't.
All close.
Right? But here's the thing. You build a habit by talking to 5 people every day, and you do that for a while, and you have some success. And then once you build that habit, you layer in something else on top of it. And then once you build that habit, you layer in something else on top of it. And before you know it, you are having a $300,000 to $500,000 GCI year.
Yeah.
Right? And it sounds good, but 80% of agents never get past the first level, which is 5 conversations a day. And then they get to the end of the year and they wonder why they haven't hit their goal. They've never developed the first habit. It's the hardest thing I do coaching agents is to help them build just that first habit of 5 conversations a day to then be able to move to the next level, to be able then to move to the next level. But it really is about having a big goal and going small on the small opportunities that you do every single day to create that big habit. Okay, guys. So what have you learned today? Tell me what you've learned. What's been sparked inside of you? What have you learned? What's your aha? Or what have you been reminded of? Share. All right, Renee, then Diane.
Well, for me, it's just releasing that idea of being perfect and having to have everything set up and perfect just to make these calls, right? So just to release that idea and just do the activity and making the calls and being consistent.
Just do the activity and be consistent. The other day, it's so funny. I haven't cold called, and I cannot tell you how long. It has been a long time since I've cold called. Now, as a team leader, I cold call agents because, I was getting into relationship with agents and inviting them into Keller Williams. But in terms of expireds, Diane knows this because Diane and I worked together. I haven't called expired since 2017, 2018. And so the other day I got on the phone and I started doing it, and it was very daunting at first. I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't done this in so long. right? And even though there's not that many expireds, and of course I called them, and here's the thing, I've talked to so many realtors, they're calling me, blah, blah, blah. And because I have absolutely nothing to lose, I said to the first one, I said, yeah, and you know how to stop realtors from calling you? And they're like, how? And I said, relist your home with me. And they like stumped.
That's a good one.
Stumped. And I didn't say me, I said my husband, because I was cold calling for him. I said, just to see if I could do it, right? Just see if I could do it. And literally they were like, and I said, and then we started having a conversation. So the thing about it is that what do you have to lose? Nothing. They would have hung up on me, but who cares? There's, 2 million people in Naples right now because everybody's here from the Northeast and the Midwest. They don't know who I am. They don't care who I am. They forgot about me as soon as they hung up the phone. It's the same thing for you, right? So go small. Diane, what do you think? What's shifting?
For me, it's, that in the past couple of months, 3 months, I've been focusing a little bit more on myself because I lost myself in real estate. But it is that the go small. It's been daunting thinking about getting back into the full swing of real estate and the fear of losing myself again and not taking care of me. And it is just this week I started with, it's 1 hour of lead gen, not 2 or 3 or 4. It's 1 hour.
Mm-hmm. Start small.
Start small. And it's okay to stay small if you're doing in an hour of lead gen, I can talk to 5 people.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that true? You can talk to 5 people.
I can talk to 5 people. I've talked to 25 people in a day when I really was focusing on real estate. And 100 a week or 100 a month, 100 plus a month. But it is finding that I'm saying balance, but I know it's counterbalance. It's finding where everything fits in. And I think going small is that important part for me.
Well, because if you go small and go deep on one activity, then you go big in your results. That's what Diane is saying. You guys hear that, right? Diane's not saying go small on your goal. What Diane is saying is go small on your activity, but just do it every day. Because we get into overwhelm when we let a week go by and we don't lead gen, and then we sit down and we try to do it for 4 hours. Why? Do it for an hour a day, but talk to 5 people. Like Diane said, she can talk to 5 people in an hour because she's been an expired cold caller for years. She can do it. And you can do it, right? You can all start. Okay, so tomorrow, thank you guys for participating. This is awesome. Who's learned something about yourself or learned something new today or was reminded of something? Raise your hand. Okay, great. So here's the thing. It's great to be on the call and get the inspiration, but then you got to go, like James Shaw says, you got to take it to the next level and put in the perspiration, right? So look at me. Lead gen today. Whenever you have it scheduled, if it's on your calendar, do it when it's scheduled and do it. Put a check mark beside it. Tomorrow morning, we're going to get on and we're going to talk about 15 additional ways to get listings. We did 19 on Monday. I'm working on this list, guys. I'm up to 9. So I'm working hard to get to 15, but I'm going to give you 15 additional ways. You got 19 on Monday. We're going to do 15 additional. And then we're going to compact that list all together. And you've got plenty of ideas to go out there and get listings. It's great to see you. Do your lead gen today. I'll see all of you soon. Some of you sooner than others, but at the least, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.